Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. My name is Nick and today guys we're going to be jumping down into the world of XRP, taking a look at what's been going on most recently and what we think is likely to happen next. You guys know what to do by now. Smash that like button. If you're new, subscribe to the channel, and of course if you haven't joined us in Discord, the link is in the description below. Check it out. I don't think you'll be disappointed. Right, let's jump right down into this one. We'll keep it nice and brief, following the same as yesterday. So basically yesterday we hit the target range. You can see that here at 47.713 to 47.792. Let's just check where that wick actually landed. It was a high of 47.706, so ever so slightly marginally lower than the actual target range, but we're going to rule that one as the B wave because obviously we saw what happened afterwards, which was an inevitable move to the downside. Okay, this is good. So this puts us in an interesting spot though. So let's go ahead and sense check this. We'll put this on the 47.706, and we can see that we came down just deeper than the 1.236 here, and just above marginally the 1.382. So the fact that we've avoided the 1.382, as in we haven't hit it or gone down just slightly deeper than it, gives me confidence that we're not doing some kind of W, X, Y, X, and Z. But I think something other or some other kind of structure here is playing out, yet to actually kind of be seen, because there's a lot of volatility in here, lots of liquidity grabbing, and this is something that we can note from these wicks that we can see within the price chart, right? So you can see, for example, we hit this high point, we come down, we then come up, we liquidate any of those short positions, then it comes down, right? And we basically move right back up again, liquidating more short positions. Then we move back down, we bounce back up, back down, back up, and so forth, right? And these wicks are an indication of liquidity being grabbed out of the market. They're a representation of large volumes coming in, right? So large volume here, a large volume here, large volume here, and a large volume here. Okay, in fact, there's a few that you could also note over this side as well, from these ones and these particular moves as well. Okay, and my point here is that this is pretty much looking like it's being driven from a individual or a group of individuals that are just moving the market together collaboratively. It's more likely an individual whale of some kinds that's basically just pushing the price to the liquidity ranges and just grabbing the liquidity out of the market. But you know, it's an interesting one to note. Now, from an Elliott-Wave theory point of view, this kind of price action is not good. It's not good because it shows us that the market is being manipulated. And Elliott-Wave theory is more about tracking the herd. It's tracking the majority of people, not the small minority. And so when we see moves like this, Elliott-Wave theory doesn't like it. It's not a good structure to be following from an Elliott-Wave theory point of view when you see wicks like this. Okay, so instead what we're going to have to do is we're going to come down to the 5-minute time frame, right, and review what's going on here. Is it make it any easier? Do we see, you know, more clear structure to these movements? And well, for the most part, not really. It's not giving us any kind of decent structure to kind of be looking at here from an Elliott-Wave theory point of view. It looks like a string of corrections though. So for example, right inside here, it looks like this is a correction in itself, and that might actually just be a part of a bigger correction, and so forth. So it might just be that this is some kind of W, X, Y, X, and Z in itself within that movement, but really hard to say for certain, because you know this 5-minute time frame is kind of where you're having to go to kind of get that kind of analysis, and for the most part, I think it's a bit too granular for something that is quite volatile at the moment. Now, with all that being said, the fact that we've come down here, and this could basically be a W, X, Y, X, and Z in itself, that would basically mark completion of this move here to the downside. So regardless of what that internal workings are, the fact that we haven't hit that 1.382, the fact that we've moved up quite sizably since, gives me the confidence to think that we've probably finished this move to the downside here temporarily, and we can now start to look at what's going on with the most recent price action. zone. Okay, so that's kind of where that sits. So what is going on? Well, we can see here that we're getting rejected at the moment on the 200 EMA, but we're trying to find support on the 50 EMA. It doesn't look overly strong at the moment. Overbought on the 1 hour time frame, I suspect we're probably going to see a bit of a move to the downside here. Probably look for a double bottom around this wick at 46.944, and then maybe continue this move to the upside. All in all, I would expect us to kind of see this as a potential three-wave pattern taking us higher, probably coming back up to our range that we actually were talking about yesterday, ironically, back to that 47.13 cent range, or 47.771. It really does depend, I guess, on, let me actually put that back in there. We want this one. It will depend on how deep of a retracement we get within this range. Do we hold the 46.944 as the swing low? And if we do hold that as the swing low, then we do have an opportunity here to see a little bit higher in price action. And in fact, if I were to kind of take a look at some of these potentials, we would be looking at pushing up back into that kind of 47.3 to 47.4 cent range. That gets us above the 200 EMA. But as I said, it's possible as well to come and have a double top situation occur here, right back up at the 47.77. So yeah, I think a lot to kind of play for here for XRP, but I'm not confident in this one. I think I would rather, considering the wicks that we've seen going on here, not trade XRP. I think there's better opportunities out there for trading. I don't think XRP is going to be the one that is going to be, you know, making or breaking from a leverage point of view. Now, from a spot point of view, there's plenty of opportunities because, you know, I do think we're right in a really sweet spot here, right, between the 200 EMA, which we're finding support on the daily time frame, and 50 EMA, which we're finding rejection from on this daily time frame. But we still have our potential to push up higher towards that 60 cent range, right? And I did note that it's possible that we break down towards the 39 cent area. I don't think that's something that is going to play out. It's just something that I want to be aware of, and I think people should be aware of it. But it's not a guarantee that that does play out. Like I said, I think the most probable move here is a move upwards, not a move downwards. So I do think that on our daily time frame that we are looking at that 60 cent range for a push up higher. So from a DCA spot trading point of view, this could be a fantastic place to kind of think of a long-term swing trade opportunity, right? But again, I'm not a financial advisor. I cannot give you financial advice. All I can do is give you my thoughts and opinions on the data in the charts as I personally see it. And I think there's plenty of opportunities on the smaller time frames for leverage-based trading, and plenty of opportunities for swing trade opportunities on the larger time frames as well. So yeah, don't get these two things mixed up, guys, because we talk about long positions and going kind of, you know, upwards in price on the larger daily time frames, yet on the smaller time frames we can talk about moves to the downside and so forth, right? And those two things are working together, yes, but the micro movements are the small volatility that you see on the daily wicks, right? Essentially, you're not really paying too much attention to those when you zoom out of the price chart, right? So whether you're looking at the daily or the weekly time frame, you're not too concerned about, you know, what happened at 11 o'clock yesterday, right? Whereas from a leverage trading point of view, and you want to be short-term day trading maybe, then, you know, you're going to be really caring about what's going on those daily time frames and so forth. Okay, so for the most part, I think everything is still on track for XRP on the daily. I'm not too concerned with that. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. Do you think we're going to be heading out towards that 60 cent range within the next couple of weeks? Let me know. And if you found this useful and informative, smash that like button. I do appreciate that. If you're new, subscribe, and don't forget to join us down in Discord. Guys, until the next one, have a fantastic day.
We are not financial advisors. None of what we have communicated verbally or in writing here should be considered as financial advice. It is not. Do your own research before investing in any digital asset or affiliate offers, and understand that investing in any crypto is risky. If you do, you need to be prepared to lose your entire investment. This video is for information and entertainment purposes only. All our videos are strictly personal opinions. Please make sure you do your own research and never take our opinions for financial guidance. There are multiple strategies, and not all strategies fit all people.